but two massive HO scale restaurants. These guys got tons of windows, multiple decks, rooftop bar, and grill that works. We're going to show you the airbrushing all the way through the weathering. And if you're here live, we hope you'll stick around and chat with us while we work. If you're watching the replay, understand this might not be the first episode. If it's not, we will have a link to the sequence playlist in the description. We want to thank you very much for joining us. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's get to work. Thank you for being here. Hey there, good morning to you. This is what we got accomplished yesterday. And so what we'll be doing next is a few little accessories under here because they're hard to get to after that. Then we're going to move this model and bring the other one that's half built in and finish it up. And then we'll be doing the deck railings and the stairs and all that stuff everywhere and coming back in and weathering it today. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching in replay, as I mentioned in the intro, this is not episode 1 of this series. This is episode 9. This is part of a playlist though, and it should be attached. I say there will be a link in the description, but I keep being too lazy to put it in there, so it is in a playlist though, and this is episode 9. So what I think I'm going to do first is I've got 3 sets of stairs. Okay, I don't put any under there. I've got these beams right here. They go under here. And I do have to be wary though, because I do have deck railings that go through here too, so I can't put the beams on the very edge. As long as I printed them well, they should pop off. And sometimes these need to be trimmed because I would rather have them. Not in this case though. Happy about that. I got it on straight. See, it works pretty good. So yeah, what I just need to be aware of is that I have deck railings that go in there as well. So what I'll do is just put a tad bit of glue on each end where I want it, like so. And then inset our beam like that. We do have it interior a little because again we do have deck railings that come on this outside here. Now what is hard is to get it straight ish. And that's where it'd be good for me to have a block, like Joe mentioned. If you are joining us and you have an opinion on how I could do these straight, sure would love to hear it. Again, I guess I just need to I need to print two 90-degree blocks and set them in there. I imagine that would take care of it. Alright. It's pretty good. I have deck railings that come through here and on the outside, so I do have to. I'm going to do this one over here. And I'm doing 2 of these for a gentleman in the Netherlands. Uh-oh. Oh. I see. Huh. Gotcha. Not meant to be there. Oh no. Alright, now I'm expecting to see Anfield Road Lee in a minute. I figured he'd be awake. He might not be modeling this morning yet, though. I doubt that, though. Ah! I shouldn't have done that. Take it back out. See if we can get it back in its spot. I did this side a tad bit high, and so I'm having to hold it down and cheat a little bit. A tad bit high is 1/4 of a millimeter in this game. And so we'll let the beam hold it down in place. Hopefully. Oh no, I messed that up pretty good. see. That'll handle that for us. Should have thought about that earlier. Alright, and I'm going to do this over here too. I'll do this right here. Oh, we don't need one there. Alright. Got a beam there. I kind of would like one here and here, but I don't have to. Could put another one there, though. That looks good. I like how that looks. Alright, I like that one there. Good morning to you. Welcome if you're joining us. Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, we'll get another one right there. And then we'll move this over and let these dry. And we'll put the rest of that other model together. Looks just like this. Get our beam straight if we can. Happy with that. All right. So the plan now is going to be I'm going to move this guy off to the side, and we're going to bring the other one in that's just like this, that's not nearly this put together, and finish it up. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Go. And now, this one looks a little different. All right. Now, what I have to do on this one is, this is actually the hardest part, is this fits down over this and secures everything, secures itself down to this and here, and it holds these as well. So this piece is better if it's either good and dry or close. And I've got these really tight in here, so it is a snug fit going down. And sometimes I pull this piece loose when I do this. So that can happen. Would not be a tragedy or unheard of. I should make this a little bigger, but I don't like it. Actually really does a good job of helping to secure the model. I might. Let's see here. There we go. Alright. And I will be able to work it down from there. Hopefully. Haha. But we do need some adhesive in here. I need to put my good morning to everybody. How y'all doing? Thank you for joining me. And we're going to try to slide this down without damaging everything. And sometimes that's easier said than done. There we go. Alright. These pieces fit at a 45 here and then in behind this middle piece. And this is 8 and this is 9. Probably should trim that off. I'm gonna be lazy though and try not to. I got a little piece of my window backing that's sticking out there into the 45, and I should trim it, and I might need to. We'll just have to see. This piece comes in here. Like so. And the same over here. I got the only problem with doing models this time of the morning is coffee. Makes me not quite so steady. I can notice a difference in 6 in the morning and 6 in the evening when I model. And I don't usually have caffeine after about 8 a.m. So, but I have a good bit from 4:30 to 8. I hope y'all are enjoying a cup of coffee if you're watching, or whatever it is you enjoy this time of the morning or day, depending upon your location. Need to get something else. I'll be right back. You need some parts. Alright, so I just went and got some interior inserts. They're gonna go here and here just to make sure I don't have any light bleeding through, which it doesn't look like I do anyway, but that's okay. These are designed specifically to fit in there. And even if there isn't any light bleed, sliding these inserts in the corner only reinforce and give it better support in the corners and structure for down the road longevity. Here is the roof with a there's a stage on top. This is the exit and entrance from downstairs, and there's a little bar with stools and stuff over here as well, and this just fits in here. But one thing we have to do first is put this interior insert under the bottom of the roof, and what that does is that lets the roof fit on like a top, and you don't have to glue the roof on. That way if you need to change the LED or get inside, you just pull the top of the roof off. But this piece right here keeps it from sliding around and kind of makes it fit like a top, or snug if you would. And so one of the first things I'll do, I'll go ahead and glue this in under here. These outlines are where the roof actually sits down on top of the model here, and the insert sits directly inside of it and makes the roof fit well. Oh goodness, I just threw a bunch of my beams all over the place. I got extras on here, but I didn't mean to do that. Here. And the seat for the roof gives me just a great guide to know exactly where this needs to go, because I just put it right inside of it. Just set this here, like so. I just kind of look around and make sure I'm somewhat evenly spaced, because it does not have to be exact. It's got a little play. And then while we let this dry, we'll do these inserts. And so what I do on these is I just take this, it's in a triangle shape, it's shaped exactly like the angle, and I just drop a nice bead of glue down the corner, and then I slide the insert down. The glue will kind of grab it, keep it where it belongs, and it serves two purposes. Like I said, when there's an LED inside, this assures that there's no light that'll bleed through the corner, And it also gives it a little extra structural support in the corners. And do the same thing right here. Alright. And I have another one that can go down this one. But I don't know that it's needed. I think we got it stuck. Oh, geez. Trying to move stuff too fast. Let's slow down a little. Here, how we coming here? And so what happens, I don't want to move all this stuff too much, but that just fits right down in there like that. Let's make sure everything's in place. Sure seems to be. All right. Here we go. Now we have to give it a little time, and then we can put the third deck in. I'm not able to do that just yet. So probably what I'm going to need to do is switch them again. Here stays here. Here's my lid. Here, here. These go with this one, and this one goes here. All right, and we're back to the first one. And so I've got a few sets of little stairs here that I'm gonna put in. And really above and beyond that, I've got to go get the deck railings and weather them a little bit. And then we can start putting those on. I don't want to weather those all the way on the model because I get the rest of the model around it over weathered. Alright, 3 sets of black stairs. One goes in the front here, set goes here, and a set goes here. Go ahead and get those in there. Where am I? There they are. All right, here. And the next part I don't really enjoy so much is the awnings. They're a little stubborn. Nice set of stairs coming out. Happy stairs. Alright. So we can pretty much let me get the awnings. I'll be right back. Alright, so we have these awnings, and they each have their respective spot. And so probably what I'm going to do these are going to have to probably be done with the model laid down, if I remember correct. I got one that goes here, another here, so there's two. And then 3, 4. Don't put one there. So I have 2 to do on each side is what it is. Alright, so let me get a plan for that. Because what's going to have to happen is I'm going to change views, and we'll be once I figure out how I'm going to lay this thing down. I guess I can do it like this, which I can. And then let's change. Which one are we on? Speaker main. Wait. Alright, yeah. I can't see. Alright. There we go. Alright. This one goes here. I can't. Oh no. That one goes over here. Maybe it's this one goes here. That one goes there. I try not to do too much stuff that has to sit and dry by itself, but I have reached a point where I had to. Oh, this one's going to be stubborn, I can already tell. The other one was very cooperative. Oh, I see why. Duh, that was the modeler, not the model. There we go. That makes sense and looks good. Alright. Now, one thing that we usually do let's make sure that we can work these beams in where they belong. Before this stuff gets too dry. Oh no. Guess I need to just leave that for a minute. Just want to make sure they'll fit in there, yeah. Alright. We're just not going to be able to get ahead of ourselves. This one's too high. Because of the... Oh, but it doesn't need them. Because it's really short. Alright. We got to let that dry. And so, what I have to do next is weather some deck railings. And so while that's drying a sec, I'm going to lay some of those out here. What I'm either gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to stay back off of them pretty far so they don't blow around, or I'm gonna have to glue them down. I don't know. The thing is, what happened last time I did this is trying to weather them on the model, I kind of over weathered the model near them. And so these are printed off of a raft, so they're clean, so I don't ever have these tacked down. And so I don't know how exactly I'm going to do this, because I need to kind of spray these to dirty them up, but they're going to blow all over the place. I already know this, so I'm going to have to figure that out. And it could be that we end up having to weather them on the model, which I prefer to avoid. But that might be what ends up having to happen. Alright. I can just already tell how these are moving. That ain't gonna work. So I've got to either glue dot them down or not. So what I'm gonna do before, I'll go ahead and flip to this other side, and I lost my stairs here, doggone it. Not a good time to lose these stairs, because I want to flip this over right now. This one goes here. And this one has a twin. It goes right here. Alright. There we go. Let's see. That'd make more sense, wouldn't it? Hey, Joe, how's it going? Good morning. Thank you for joining me. We are troubleshooting a little bit, getting through some problems, muscling through. I'm missing a lid to the glue, but that's alright. I'll find it, I think. At least I'll be able to find it, because I can go look. Hey, Willow Creek Industrial Spur, good to see you. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. I have almost got these to the point where we can start prettying it up. So they're there. I do need some beams here, but that's all. Upstairs. In place. Yeah, overall I'm happy with this so far. I need to have some LED lighting underneath here too. Well, that'd be something else. Probably run about 5 LEDs in this and advertise it that way and do well. Excuse me. I apologize for that. So I've got some Tamiya pastels, and I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of a dirty wash Yeah, we're just gonna do a light weather on it. It's already, you know, I've already made it matte. Took the shine off of it, so that's half the battle, if not more. Let's see, can we move this now? So here we go. Let's do there we go. So let's get the roofing. And then I think I'm gonna have a helper help me with the deck railings, because there's a lot of them. And so I gotta put some beams in here right now, and because these awnings I don't usually put beams on because they're not that long, but this one stretches out so far. I like to give it some support. Here and here. And I was talking to myself earlier. I want to 3D print me some little blocks so I can just set them on opposing sides here and ensure that these like beams are straight, because that's kind of hard to get them straight. Where are you located? Willow Creek? Maybe Willow Creek, huh? Uh-oh. Alright. Is that straight? Whoa, that's close. Alright. There we go. I feel like I'd be pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that so far. We still got some work to do, but we got some time too. We're doing okay on time, thank goodness. Got a little caught up. I had a whole day where I went toe to toe with the airbrush. Alright, let's move this in and this out, because basically we have tons of these to put all the way around here, all the way around here, all the way around here, and the bottom is kind of optional. I do that last if there's extras and I decide I want to. The bottom can have, you know, be totally open so people could walk up, and it gives me an excuse to be a little lazier. Alright, so we're gonna move this here. And now we're going to move this one here. We need some more pieces. And this is the biggie here. I have dramatically improved this. It used to be really hard to get on there, but I'm gonna go ahead. Oh goodness, that wasn't smart of me. I'm gonna do this. Probably the switch back. Wait. There we go. Alright. So this guy fits right in here. Like so. And we got to put him in there like that, let him dry a little bit, and then we kind of flip him around and get him straight. New Zealand, that's really cool. Um, Ironically, Willow Creek, these are going to the Netherlands. Both of them. And in Uncle Dave's cabin. I would be tickled to death if you knew anything about that. I doubt you do, though. Got to make sure I got it straight so my beams will fit. I think I do. Yeah. What I can do, Joe, is you see how it's corner designed for a corner. What I can do is I can remove this part of this deck, and that takes away 2 inches. But more importantly, what I can do back here in this corner is, let's say you got a 2x4 or something, right, in your corner. Well, I can make a cutout version in the back here where it slides into that 2x4 and fits perfectly. Mine does that in the shed back there. And what that does is that turns this into needing what? 10, 12 inches max. 10 inches each way, maybe. Maybe a little longer. Because I have to do a piece, so it's 8 inches plus. Yeah, it's about a foot, maybe. You would need a foot of real estate, even if I cut it up. Maybe 10 inches. But then you got to kind of have a particular need for a model like this too. I sell more of these overseas than I do here in our country. Just this particular model. I don't want to put pressure on that point out there. That moves it. Alright. I need to make sure my beams fit in there before I get too far ahead of myself. Start patting myself on the back. They are long. It takes a minute to build, is what I was saying. This side kind of is infamous for wanting to kick up for some reason. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I did. There. Straight. You stop it. One edge is wanting to kick up a little. And that's why that beam doesn't want to fit in there. But yeah, I'm actually glad to be kind of getting past this part. And it's only because I'm kind of looking forward to using the pastels and weathering and stuff. Um, I'm gonna be real happy this evening once all the deck railings are on, and then tomorrow can kind of be dedicated to weathering. Um, Monday I'll pack up, and Tuesday I'll talk to Etsy and see if I should ship them all out together because I can do them in separate packages. I just worry about sending them out together, and they're going to the same place, but they were two separate orders. And I could put them together and save on shipping. But if something were to occur with the package, I could very possibly be redoing both of these again. And that's definitely. I would appreciate having some content, but that's about it. I'd rather just go ahead and move on to the next project, if you know what I mean. Alright, so. Let's come back here now. In here. Alright. Have a sip of coffee. What time we getting at? Getting up on an hour. Alright, let me do some of these beams before we take a break. Be nice to get the awnings and everything done in this stream, but I don't think I got the energy. I'm gonna need a break. Alright, here we go. Let's start over here. Here and here. Uh-oh. Alright. Ahead of myself. Too fast. This isn't dry. And so, with us being right at an hour and me needing to cool my jets and let this dry in the proper place, I think I might go ahead and stop the stream. What is it? 7:19. Back on track guys come on at 9, right? And so we don't want to be on when they're on. So that's all I need to be aware of today that I think that I know of. Lee might have a stream too though that I need to think about. I'm gonna have to check with him. Try not to evade on anybody if we can help it. But we do got to get this done. Let's look at time. It's 7:20. We don't have time to come back on before they do. Let's get my beam in here, make sure it'll work. Too low. I need to make my beams a tad bit longer. These ones. It's setting now though. See, all these windows haven't even fully dried. I did them pretty thick. Maybe we can set it down now. Work with it. I don't know. I let the other one dry overnight. Well, not overnight. It wasn't quite that long. Let's see if we can do this again. Last time I wiggled it, the whole beam wiggled. If that happens again, I'll stop. Just don't really have enough time to stop and come back on before the back on track guys are on. Alright, I'm happy with that. Well, yeah, it's pretty straight. I will be 3D printing blocks today. I need to print some big ones, like Joe was suggesting yesterday. Because I'd rather have 321 blocks, but I'd rather not pay for them, Joe. So I'm thinking I'm going to 3D print some 321 blocks. Alright, I need this, please, here. Alright, progress. Like to hear that, feel that, see that. I like my beams to fit, so where I don't have to put the paint on top. Alrighty then. Hopefully we can say the same here. What did I do earlier? I put one here and one here. I guess I can see about that. Yeah, it'll cooperate. You know what? This guy getting two of these made me think about. You could order these mirrored. I would have to do, it would be custom order, but you could order these mirrored where they replicate each other in a mirrored fashion and set them face to face, and it'd make a there we go. Alright, one more, and then we have the stairs and the awnings. Should have done the stairs now so they were drying. Could probably do the stairs later too. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright. Whoops. I don't have that in the camera for y'all do. Alright. So the paint things are on there to push it down just a little so the beams fit securely. And then they've got glue on the top and the bottom, so that'll kind of secure it down. I'd rather it fit perfectly by itself, but it didn't. I need those to dry out more. Let's see. How do these look in comparison? What we got here. And here. Alright. Uh-oh. I'm clumsy. Alright. Alright. Let me get the awnings. It's not on, but you can be on there in a little bit anyway. Alright. I want to get these on here. And then we will break and we'll come back and we'll be on deck railings, which is what my... Oh no. I just jacked everything up because I set this the wrong way and it wasn't dry. Alright, I just ruined all my work. Oh, that's a nightmare. Alright. Regroup. Trying to go too fast. Doggone it. Alright. I'm going to redo and regroup. And then we're going to stop because I'm tired. And that's why I'm going too fast. But I'll let this dry and we'll slow down because I'm making great progress. Absolutely no point in all this rushing that I'm doing because I'm not behind anymore at all. So we're going to slow this bus down so we produce a good product. And I am so upset because I had those beams right, and that is a pain. Silly me. See, what happens is and I probably should fix this. I don't know if I'm showing you this or not. Let's see. Over here. See, these decks extrude a little bit outside of the edge. And so if they're not fully dry, when I put it on its side and set it down to do the awnings, there's pressure because it's holding everything up because it sticks out a little further than everything else. And that's what happened. Because it extrudes out on the side and I turned it sideways and it wasn't fully dry, it popped everything loose. And so we will be holding this for a good 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We'll do a transition here. So if I'll actually hold it like this and leave it alone and let it dry for about 2 minutes, then I can set it on the right way up and let it complete drying, and then I can come in and do the beams, and we won't have this issue repeat itself. Had good intentions. I wanted to be straight on deck railing. Anybody have any ideas for weathering those loose pieces? I got a bunch of little deck railing pieces that go all the way around here, and I would like to weather them a little before I put them on the model. But with them being hundreds of them, and the airbrush will blow them around. So I'm brainstorming how to weather those. Without a whole lot of hassle and trouble. So if anybody out there listening has any good ideas on how to weather lots of little repetitive pieces at one time, I wish SRV John or Dave BNSF N-Scale was in here as well. I would assume Joe might have one, Willow Creek, y'all might have one too. But John, this is where John usually has an answer. I'm even going to say over Dave BNSF N-Scale on this one. This is where John would usually have a suggestion. Maybe throw them in a shoebox and spray them and shake them. Ha, thank you, Joe. And I am. I'm going to let this bad boy dry, and we're going to probably plan on about 10:30 my time, which is going to be 11:30 train time, because right now it's 8:30 train time. So 11:30 train time, I'm going to come back on, finish these up, and do something with the deck railings. I don't know. I'm probably going to message Schuylkill River Valley when we get done, ask them what to do. Say, help, what do I do? Alright, so we're here, and we're here, so we got that there. Leave this here for now. Bring this one here. I don't know why, but I'm more preferential to this one. But we got this one here as well. Let's do a transition. And so we got one here. And one here. Let me do this a little better. Alright guys, and so as I was mentioning, we are making good progress. There is no point in rushing. All that remains now are the awnings and the beams on this model, and then they would be equivalent to each other in completion. And then there's just a matter of deck railings, deck railings, deck railings, deck railings all the way around, and then we weather. And so if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to enlist the help of Alice to come in, and we will be doing all those deck railings this afternoon. Probably we'll come on at 11:30 and figure out how to weather. If I am going to weather the deck railings before they go on, I'm going to do that in the next episode. Um, Otherwise, they might be going on in the next episode after the awnings and stuff are dry. Um, be nice to have both of them done together. Then we could, at the same time, and do the deck railings on them simultaneously. That would be nice. And then we could get that done today and then spend the day tomorrow weathering it. And that would be great. Might even get a chance to clean the kitchen or something. And so, anyway, I appreciate y'all being here today. Thank you very much. And we are going to be back on 3 hours from now? Yep. 3 hours from now, I'll be back on to do the awnings and the beams and either weather the deck railings or to begin putting those on. Appreciate y'all being here this morning. And y'all take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hope you come back to this afternoon.